Good morning, people.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hey, this is R. Duncan Williams, and welcome to another From a Rooftop Perch podcast. You know, I love dogs. Always have and always will. Now, nothing against the purring feline, but dogs, well, there's a reason why they're known as man's best friend. Last week we had a cold snap in central Texas. The mercury dropped into the low 30s, and if you factor in the biting wind chill, you could shave off another 8 degrees or so. Now, if you're from the North or Midwest, you're likely chuckling in disbelief right about now and thinking to yourself, that's hardly jacket weather. I get it, but down here in the southern United States, the blood runs a little bit on the thin side. The bottom line is that for me, it was cold, and I would have rather stayed under a blanket burrow on my couch with a good book after arriving home from work. But I didn't. You see, I was persuaded to do otherwise by the incessant whining and pawing of my pooch Callie to take her on a walk. So I bundled up to Michelin Man proportions and set out on my polar expedition. Callie and I hiked down some old ranch trails for well over an hour. We returned to the house at about the same time my wife was getting home from work, and the convergence of all things great in a dog's world was almost too much for Callie to handle. Greeting Mom after spending quality time with her dad, chasing a rabbit through invigorating, frisky-filled air. Well, it was overwhelming for the furry four-footer, and she had to find a way to release her excitement. Unable to communicate verbally, she needed to find another medium to vent her exuberance. Wasn't sure if you would return today, but here you are. Astounding! Oh, and the cool weather. Daddy took me on a hike, windy and icy. Feels all crispy, and the crispiness gets me all gritty and bouncy. And look at us now. We're all together. Best day of my life. Unfortunately, Callie couldn't say any of this. So what did she do instead? She expressed her exuberance with motion. She began spinning in extremely tight circles. I've never witnessed a dog rotate so quickly. And after 7 or so cyclonic spins, she stopped and sprinted across the house, only to return for another spin cycle, followed by another dash and repeat. Callie spun because she was bursting with excitement. And she was bursting with excitement because she was doing that which she was made to do, running in the wild with the leader of her pack. Watching her, and laughing at her antics, I thought, is there something or someone that induces me to metaphorically spin circles and tear about the house? And there is. But it's not what you might think. Don't get me wrong, I love my career. It's very rewarding. I have a wonderful family and incredible friends. But these, as much as I love and enjoy them, aren't what cause me to spin circles. What is it then? It's being in the joy and love-filled presence of the one who created me. I first met him, experienced his presence, and spun circles of joy and fulfillment way back in 1987. I haven't gotten over that experience yet. Nothing comes remotely close to being in an intimate relationship with the one who created you, desires the best for you, and loves you unconditionally. I guess that's why the Apostle Paul said that compared to knowing him, all things are considered dung. One day I will leave my earthly home and move to his. And then and there, I'm certain that I will have no other alternative than to spin in circles and dash to and fro for all eternity. Anyway, that's my thought for this episode. Hope you join me next time on the Rooftop Perch. And if you would like to hear more podcasts or learn about my books, please visit my website, rduncanwilliams.com.